Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world right now, welcome one and all to the 483rd episode of the Hospital Podcast with myself, Degs. This episode right here is a pre-recorded episode. Been recorded on the 29th of June at approximately 3:32 p.m. We had to tell them the exact time. I'm drinking my coffee today. And if you're listening to the podcast, or at least listening to the restream version of the podcast, I believe it is the 5th of June, 5th of July, right? Is that right? That is correct. Yeah, it's the 5th of July. So we're actually 2 days deep right now into hospitality on the beach. I can't tell you how that is because technically I'm not actually there yet. But hospitality on the beach has returned to the ancestral home of Tisno, Croatia. And it's got an absolutely stacked lineup across 5 days, sun, sea, and of course, some fantastic local food as well. So I'm going to kick things off right now with something orchestral, as you can hear in the background. For listeners of the 483rd version of the Hospital Podcast, welcome. This is by the legendary Kino, and this track is called Trooper's Peak. Yeah, this amazing piece of music right here really just reminds me actually of the first lockdown back in 2020, or maybe the second one. I can't remember. COVID has been a bit of a crazy time, right? I actually can't remember anything now. But yeah, this is one of the tunes that got me through. Absolutely amazing producer, man. Something new from a very popular artist on Hospital Records. This is Fred V and Denmo, and the track is called Closer, featuring a vocalist that I love very much, Lottie Jones. Let's go. And of course, you can catch Fred V, you can catch Kino if you are out here in Croatia right now. And if you guys have missed out this year, I feel bad for you, but there's always next year, right? And we've got people traveling from as far as Colombia, the United States, New Zealand, Australia, Singapore. So yeah, salute to all the international ravers. Let's go.
Something that you live experience.
Yeah, big salute to Nympho on this one. This is Nympho and Untrue, and the track is called State of Life. Yeah, Bardo Nympho has been sending me some of his new music recently. Guy's an absolutely amazing producer, also an amazing DJ. As I mentioned before, I very luckily had the opportunity of hosting him at Knox in the Woods last year, a festival in the Netherlands, which was absolutely amazing. Rolled out some classics, heavy stuff, neuro stuff, stepping stuff. So yeah, if you've not had a chance to check him out before, I don't know what rock you've been sleeping under, but yeah, Nympho, Untrue, State of Life. So yeah, big salute to everyone locking in, locking on for the 483rd version of the Hospital Podcast. The 484th, we will be back live from the Hospital Jungle on the 19th of July. So come get involved. So coming up next, another artist who of course is going to be a massive part of Hospitality on the Beach whilst we're out here right now, because of course it is the day, Wednesday. This is Makoto, new music from Makoto. And the last track, Lost Orbit, by the legendary Carlos Spy, and of course, the late, the great Diane Charlemagne, incredible vocalist. So yeah, I thought I might use this breakdown and this annoying brown guy who's currently singing. George doesn't know who it is. I don't know who it is. We're at a loss to who it is. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's been sending their tunes to doesfordegs@gmail.com. Please continue to do so. I've had some absolute corkers been sent to me recently. And like as I had to explain to someone in the email response, if I don't get back to you straight away, it's just because I get inundated with a lot of emails. But I promise you, I do listen to every single tune. That email address is always open. You're always more than welcome to send. But yeah, this track is called She.
And yeah, we're on this road together. Yeah, we're on this road together. So compose when I'm around you. It's 'cause you radiate this vibe. And every testify. You know they've noticed I've been smoother when I operate the dials. The only way it could be defined. I feel fine, really peaceful. This level that we fly, 'cause our minds are so equal in the love we have for life. It's your grace and your patience that amplifies my spark. But we do this all in style, and yeah, we run this road together.
Yeah, this amazing piece of music that you can hear. I'm sure a lot of people that are listening to this right now could probably work out what it is. It's by the legendary Logistics. This track is called Reality Checkpoint. And the reason why I played this tune is as a bit of a segue to a bit of an announcement. And in fact, this EP would have already been out by the time this episode goes out. Logistics is back. And he has a brand new EP on Hospital Records. 4 incredible tracks, instrumentals, a track with a vocalist. But I'm going to kick things off with a track called End Sequence. And this is Loggy back on form as he always is. I say back on form like he ever left. The guy never left, man. He never left. But he's back. And I hope you guys get a chance to see him out on the beach if you are listening to this podcast in beautiful Croatia. So yeah, this is the title track from the End Sequence LP? EP, Logistics. George was like, no, EP. Amazing piece of music from Logistics, classic Logistics sound. And yeah, I can actually say this because we are talking to you from the future, right? From the past. I can't really work it out. But anyway, Logistics End Sequence EP out right now on Hospital Records. Available everywhere. I believe it's on beautiful wax as well for all you classic collectors. And that includes myself. Well, I mean, I hope I get given a copy, but if not, I'm happy to part with my cash, George. I think we have to pay for stuff now, bro. I think that's kind of how... No, George is saying no. We ain't pay for shit. So this is actually my favorite track, my personal favorite on the EP, and this one is called Faded. Listen to this. Let's go. I mean, this piece of music right here just screams to me classic Logistics. And you know what? There's been many imitators of this incredible human being over the years, but there is only one Logistics. And I say there's been many imitators because I've tried to imitate him and it's just failed really badly. So I'll stick with the vocals instead, George. Even George is like, I don't know about that either. But yeah, this EP is absolutely wicked, man. I'm going to play a couple more tracks from it a little bit later on in the show. But yeah, you've heard End Sequence, and so far this is my personal favourite, Faded. I'm actually going to let this roll out a little bit. Let's go.
I'm saying, love you if you want to go, I'm down. Let's go, love. I'm saying it's tired. I'm saying it's tired. I'm saying it's tired.
Time for some brand new music from my good friend and the legendary Unglued. Let's go. And this one absolutely mashed up the dance on Hospitality's tour of Asia, New Zealand and Australia. This intro is beautiful, man. It's featuring the incredible vocals of Kathy Brown, who you can hear right now. Hospital Podcast, episode 483. Let's do this.
We need the line when I'm down, but I need you to lift me up. I want the line when I got no one to turn to. Show me the light. Someone to pick me up, turn everything around. Show me that I don't have to steal this ground alone. Show us the light when we got no one to tell our troubles to. Yeah, show me the light.
Cheers. Uh-oh, George is like, you're not gonna do it, are you? You're not gonna do it, are you? He's like, do you have to do that during the show every time? Yes, I do. I didn't really get a chance enough to speak about how much I love this tune. It kind of reminds me of if drum and bass was in a church. It's like a gospel church, right? Actually, as Lens, of all people, came up with that analogy. She feels like she's in like, I don't know, like a South London or like, I don't know, maybe like a Kenyan church or something. Then we've all got our hands in the sky. My mum's on the dance floor going, Josh, show me the light. Okay. And all that kind of stuff. And it's featuring an incredible vocalist called Kathy Brown, who really complements this tune beautifully. And Josh, in classic Unglued style, has absolutely nailed the drop. The reason why I wanted to pull it back is so I can play this entire intro in its entirety without having to listen to me talk over it. Hospital Podcast 483. You are locked in right now to the latest pre-recorded episode. This is Unglued, Show Me the Light, featuring Kathy Brown.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, we need it, we want it. I want the light, we need the light. Show us the light. I want the light, we need the light. Show us the light. I want the light, we need the light. Show us the light. I want the light, we need the light. Show us the light. I want the light, we need the light when I'm down, but I need you to lift me up. I want the light when I got no one to turn to. Show me the light.
Absolutely amazing tune, man. All right, back to some brand new logistics once again. Yeah, be up DLR on the double up, trying to get this money. Ain't we all, my friend? This money. Yeah, big up Willem and BC, part of the Vanguard project, featuring the legendary writer Shafiq. On the vocal, this track is called War Games. I believe this is out right now. Don't know why I'm looking at George. George is like, stop asking me. But I believe it is out right now. So go and cop it. Yeah, big up the Vanguard project, big up writer Shafiq. All right, time for some Operate and Rizzle. Goes without saying because I play so much of their tunes on this podcast. Yeah, big salute to Peter Piper Maxted and all the gang at Overview Music. Peter's a good friend of mine. We grew up in the same town together, at least in my teens anyway, in Horsham, in Sussex. Legendary town for the legendary people, of course. Slash full of absolute... I can't alienate my town like that, George. You can't do that. But yeah, he's done an absolutely fantastic job. Previously was with Lifestyle Music before creating this label from the ground up with his good friend Ollie Sub Antics. And yeah, the two of them have signed some absolutely wonderful artists. And to be honest, just Absolutely smashed it across tech, across kind of like dark liquid. I was lucky to put a tune out on there with one of the producers of this tune called Diamonds, and the producer was Operate, and alongside my good friend who from up the road up the A24 in Dorking. See, it's a family thing right now, man. Come on, it's a family thing. Dorking, Horsham, Hernhill, all the gang. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. If I listened to the podcast, I was like, what is this guy going on about? But yeah, man, I'm a big fan of Overview's output, big fan of the artists that they sign. Also a little bit different, as well as being super accessible, so yeah. Time for some classic Calibre. This track really takes me back to my uni days, man. An amazing piece of music called Open Your Eyes off the Even If LP. I hate being that guy, George, but I had this on vinyl. I don't know what happened to it, but I had it on vinyl. Trying to see when this tune came out. Unfortunately, it doesn't say on my record box. But I was at uni in London when this came out, so this would have been... George is looking at me as if to say, what, 1943? Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, nice one, yeah. It was like 2010, 11, maybe 2010. I was living in Canning Town in East London, and me and my good friend Sabby, we used to play this tune like constantly, man. This and Even If were probably the two favourites from the LP. I just don't really think this guy can miss. He can make the most complex music or the most simple music, and he still doesn't miss, so it really is incredible. Big shout out to Calibre. And of course, Sun and Bass Gang, September Gang. Hopefully I'll see you there, front row skanking, sweating out. And yeah, we've had a bit of a theme today with brand new music all across the board. We've got some brand new music from one of Hospital's most prominent and most favourite artists. Good old Tom. Gotta stop calling DJs by their first name. Degs, it's not cool, it's not clever. Anyway, big up Metric. This track is called Fall to the Dust.
Get away. You should walk before you run, 'cause you might fall to the dust. And on your knees, don't carry on, 'cause you might fall to the dust.
Yeah, big up Metric. Of course, Hospitality on the Beach gang, if you are somehow listening to this somewhere in Croatia, not that I expect you to, but if you are, make sure you go and check out Metric.
You should walk before you run, 'cause you might fall to the.
And the man is supplying his own vocals for this tune too. Incredible stuff.
And now you fall to the.
So from new music, and this is currently a hologram dub called The Culture. This one's from my Innovation in the Sun 2008 gang. If any of you guys are still like actually like young enough to rave.
Watch out. got the money.
Absolutely mad tune, this one, man. Kings of the Rollers, Chimpo, Sheller, and this is the Halogenics remix.
This one's a Sheller. This one's a Sheller. This one's a Sheller.
And I'm pretty sure, once again, apart from maybe Chimpo, you can catch all of these artists at Hospitality on the Beach. Right, let's have some fun, people. 483, let's go. Once again, to the listeners of the 483rd version of the Hospital Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, whether it is on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, there's all sorts of places I haven't even bloody heard of, but George puts it up. So yeah, once again, big salute to King George. And I'm going to play some new music from Hospital's newest signing.
Better hear what I've got to say.
Anais has had an absolutely incredible year, a breakout season, and not only that, she still is, I believe, a member of the favourite episode of the Hospital Podcast so far since I've been hosting it. The amount of people that are just like, please get Anais back on. So she will come back very soon, I promise. Let's go. This track is called Want You. Incredible stuff from Anais. Anais on that one. Wicked sound design, and I actually believe that is her first just complete solo single so far since she signed to Hospital. Yeah, she's absolutely killing it right now, and her DJ sets are, trust me, just as amazing as her music. So please go out and support her. Hospital's newest recruit, and yeah, the future is bright. I'm going to switch up the atmosphere a little bit. And because Mr. Steve BC was a part of the podcast a little bit earlier with the Vanguard project, I'm going to play a little track that I did with him back in 2017. And this track was made just before I signed to Hospital. Spearhead managed to get in there first. I don't want to start a war. If I just drop myself in it, okay, there we go. All right, this track is called Magic Words. Let's go.
But they know that I got love, and they know that I got love, and they know that I got love, and they know that I got love. Don't stop it, the feeling that we're finally home, yeah. Cause I'm holding you down, girl, I've changed my approach.
I want to give a massive shout out to Steve BC. He was hugely instrumental at the start of my career, coming into doing this for a living, and has always been on hand for helpful advice and just generally a kick up the arse when I need it, which isn't often, George, is it? Is it? Yeah, out to all my DJs on this one, right? Pablo G, Fever. It's always a bit of a head fuck, right? When the start of the bar starts with the snare, not the kick. So you slam the tune in, and you're like, hang on a second. Have I just done a Captain Clangfest? Well, I mean, it's something I'm very good at, don't get me wrong, but on this occasion, no. But yeah, this is Pablo G, Fever. Absolutely love this one, man. So yeah, big up Pablo. Right, time for some new music from two of my favourite artists, one producer and one of my favourite vocalists out there. This is Disruptor and Javon coming up with Connection. This is honestly a Percy, man. So yeah, we're coming up towards the end of the podcast. We've got maybe 4 or 5 tunes to play. Thank you to everyone that's been locking in, locking on. Remember, the 19th of July, we are back live. So let's do this. Such a beautiful piece of music, man. Out right now on Shogun Audio, our good friends down in Brighton. Hope you're good, kid. Hope you're good, Mr. Friction. And all the rest of the gang that work down there.
Who gives you good love? Crazy connection. Giving all that away. Who gives you good love? Crazy connection.
I'm going to give something new another little spin. As I mentioned on the last episode, I've got a track out. Well, it wasn't out at the time, but it is now. It's with Kimmy and Law, and this track is called Rafiki. Out to my Swahili gang, out to Kenya, out to Congo. Out to all the Bantu people, in fact, just out to every single people. Let's do this.
You accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, and Unglued, know I'll see you again. Hope the wash out was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego. Accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, and Unglued, know I'll see you again. Hope the wash out was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego. Yeah, aimless and I'm falling. I run out of juice, I'm stalling. Living a line, no importance. Weren't lacking in effort, just found everything boring. Angry that I never switched it up and never found the pain so rewarding. I run out of them options, don't wanna lose the game with no hope. When a man is defeated, feels like everyone is on smoke. I'm not here trying to preach, was leaning up on them ropes. Yeah, you helped me find another scope. You accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, and Unglued, know I'll see you again. Hope the washout was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego. Accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, and Unglued, know I'll see you again. Hope the washout was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego.
So yeah, this track came out on the 30th of June on +++ Music. And obviously it's an independent label. Like I mentioned to you guys last time in the podcast, Kimyon has gone out and done this all on his own. So it feels an honor to be a tiny, tiny part of what is going to be an incredible outfit. So go and check it out.
Wewe ni rafiki wa kweli kabisa. Never take for granted the wisdom from teacher. Take it in that knowledge for every procedure. See the cretins in the way, take them all to the cleaners. Yeah, stop acting out when you're hurting. Don't wanna make the plunge when uncertain. Doubling down, it never starts working. No, cause it's not a fall from grace. It's having something left when forced to brace. You accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, and Unglued, know I'll see you again. Hope the washout was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego. Accepted all my weaknesses when so many pretend. Asante, Rafiki, and Unglued, know I'll see you again. Hope the washout was blessings on you for everything you spread. Educate the heart, never the ego.
George. I think it is that time. A little exclusive for you guys right now, right? Yes, I'm keeping the exclusive in-house on Hospital Records because I believe that this is a real special piece of music. But until then, I've got a nice little cutscene for you. Let's do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the people around the world, it is time for the Degs exclusive.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay. The Degs exclusive for the 483rd version of the Hospital Podcast is an incredible link-up of artists. It's one of my good friends on the label, Whiney. It's one of the GOATs. Can you say that, GOATs? It kind of defeats the object of there being a GOAT, but he's definitely one of the GOATs, if not the GOAT, of UK rap, hip-hop, grime, drill. I mean, you can't even really put him under a moniker. You can't really put him under any kind of label because he's just a pure lyricist. And I remember seeing this guy on BBC Radio 1 with, I think it was Linguistics, Skibber, rest in peace to the GOAT himself, of course. I think Shot was there, Shabba was there, and he just came in on like this cross 140, 175 shit, and it just blew my mind, man. I remember watching it and being like, shit, I need to up my game. Well, they've made something a little bit different with an incredible vocalist called Zoe Capri. And this track is called So It Seems. This is the exclusive, 483. Check this out, man. This is absolutely beautiful.
They don't ask to say I'm okay, I just say so it seems. Behind doors tearing up, consistently sewing seams. This ain't got a chorus G, this one here is one for me. I've had thoughts I can't repeat, this is me at war with me. This is why I can't retreat, lost my nan last week. Never had a chance to speak, people trying to give me grief, so I ain't had a chance to grieve. Too much relies on me, inside I'm still learning, but outside's a masterpiece. Even if I part with you, you are still a part of me. Instead of trying to start on me, why not make a start with me? I know the sayings well, I'm calm with karma G. Temptations don't faze me, I know how the dark can be. 30-second stroll with me, have you in your force for weeks. I've had all the battles, but no one's ever fought for me. I learned from the scars I got, nothing was taught to me. So how can you say I'm okay, you don't talk to me?
Oh, so it seems that I hold it all with ease. Those I made it ain't heavy, but behind these eyes it ain't what it seems. Oh, so it seems that I hold it all with ease. Those I made it ain't heavy, but behind these eyes it ain't what it seems.
Yo, sitting here thinking about things no one thinks about. Like how am I really doing? You don't know the ins and outs. Life is so different now. You asked me different how. Never got to say goodbye. Really wish I did it now. Hooked on this roller coaster. When will someone fish me out? Instead of trying to solve problems, we keep pushing things around. I think I understand. Ain't just cause I've been around. It's cause I've been the one laughing, and I've also been the clown. Happy, yeah, so it seems. Everyone is loving me. Lots to keep me company. Money in the company. But the saddest part of this, it's not the people judging me or the label bumping me. I told you what fucks with me. It's because no matter what, we focus on the bad things. Even when it's outweighed by the good, that's what's bugging me. You ain't heard enough of me, cause I don't show enough of me. I wish I had more time, I wish there was another me.
Amazing stuff, man.
So it seems.
P Money, Whiney, Zoe Capri, So It Seems, out right now on Hospital Records. An amazing video to this as well. This generally, I know I say this a lot, is one of my favorite tunes right now.
On my feet.
So let's do this.
Hands on the ceiling, feet on the floor. Push away the rules, we don't want them anymore. Hands on the ceiling, feet on the floor. Push away the rules, we don't want them anymore. Hands to the
Right, last couple ones for myself.
sky. Only way to know what life
Thank you guys so much for locking in, locking on. Get your tunes to dubsfordegs@gmail.com and come and say hello to the show.
I see the business turn heads, make them switch burn red. But I just crow heads, go bed listening to cold bird. I was homeless on these cold words. Pavements that I'd roam vex. Lonely roads, these cold days to the punch which way the foe bends. But I tend to see the lights, and I see eyes divine your rights. The kings are kings, the lords are lords. So we can have to fight. Give me a light to night. So step to the mic, and in time you will be shining bright. I'm inside the heart.
Okay. Well, thanks to everyone that's locked on to the 483rd episode of the Hospital Podcast. Like I said, we will be back on the 19th of July. Excuse me. I'm supposed to have a rave cough after Hospitality on the Beach, because our Hospitality on the Beach will tell you exactly how it goes and why you need to make sure that you are there next year if you're not. Big salute to all the messages that I get as well on Instagram and dubsfordegs@gmail.com. I really do appreciate them. When we're back live in the chat, get your shouts in and we can start bigging you guys up again. I think for this time, obviously the pre-record, it might feel a little bit different shouting out a bunch of people in a pre-recorded message. I would much rather interact with you guys in real time, which I'm looking forward to doing on the 19th of July. I remember from our last episode, 482, there was a bunch of suggestions for guests, which we've obviously taken on board. So, without further ado, I'm going to play a couple more tunes. And this one is bringing it back down now to 128 BPM. This is by Shogun's Galaxy. Make sure I've actually selected the right tune, which I haven't. And this track is called Stamina Crew. Yeah, great stuff. So this is off the Method EP, which also includes New Soul, an amazing piece of 174 liquid goodness. So go and check it out. It came out, I believe, I want to say 2021, but if I got that wrong, it actually was 2021. It was the beginning of the year, I remember, because we were kind of still in lockdown. Honestly, COVID, man. What happened, George, man? 3 years is just, like, I'm 34 now. I still feel like I'm 30. I mean, yeah, my back definitely feels 34 though, bro. I can tell you that. Yeah, Galaxy, very, very good friends of mine. So yeah, big up Tom and John. John, one of the smoothest guys you'll ever meet. Okay. So yeah, thank you ladies and gents for locking on, as always, to the Hospital Podcast. Just want to show my gratitude from everyone here in the Hospital Jungle for all your love and support on the podcast. It really does mean a lot. I feel that we're in the full swing of things now, so we are looking forward to kind of getting some more guests on and maybe doing the podcast in some more interesting... I'm not saying that the Hospital Jungle isn't interesting, George, but imagine if there was like a blue screen of like, I don't know, like Urban Dawn's face behind me at all time and it was like reacting. No, that's not possible. Yeah, we're still running Windows 95 in Herne Hill, South East London. Unfortunately, this is the very, very last tune. I'm going to end this with two legendary hospital and med school artists, Bop and Subwave. Again, on a sub 130 BPM tip. This is off their Renaissance LP, which includes the likes of Rave I Didn't Know Was the Last, and of course, my favourite, Last Night, which, I'm going to get it wrong if I'm not careful, came out at the end of last year, George. Imagine that. My brain, I might just start writing notes. That's what professional podcasters do, mate. Do you know what I mean? No, George is like, no, just keep it ad-lib as it is. All right, so this is genuinely the last tune. My name is Degs. In the background, you've got King George. You can't see him, but you will see him again soon, I promise. This has been the 483rd version. I can't believe we actually got that far, mate. It's incredible. Episode 484 will be back live on the 19th of July from the Hospital Jungle at 5 p.m. GMT or BST, British Standard Time. So yeah, make sure you jump on the chat. It will be on the Hospital Records YouTube. Come jump in the comments, send me some abuse, send me some love, send whatever you want. Just try and keep it PG if you can. Yeah, if you haven't had a chance to collect this LP yet, and of course its vinyl counterpart to everyone that collects vinyl, this is an important one in my collection anyway. Not that I have a turntable to play it on, as the Newmark I did have is so broken now. Them old belt drives, George. Not that you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, he does. He's like, fuck you, man, don't call me on the podcast. Yeah, man, if anyone knows the pain of a broken belt-driven Newmark turntable, then please let me know how to fix it for under £50. I don't think that's even possible. Thank you all. And we will be back on the 19th of July. Until then, stay safe, be good to each other, and of course, spread love. See you later.